It's date 1940, what is that? 1948. Although I'm nearly 102, I still like to dress well and look nice, and I do get stopped in the street quite often. People saying how nice they look, and it's quite often it's men, which is quite strange because the men I've known have never noticed how I've looked at all. My name is now Angela Evans. I was Angela Corello, and before that I was born as Joyce Birch. Joyce was my first name. I had a career of making dresses and showing them to manufacturers who then would, if they liked them, they would reproduce them and sell them in shops all over the country. This went on for a while, and I interspersed that with modelling for Vogue and other magazines. Did that for 5 years. I was born on the 19th of January 1923 in London, and my mother nearly died having me, and even the priest said the formal rites over her, but she did recover, and I eventually had 2 sisters. I'd always drawn and scribbled right from 3 or 4, and I was always top in art at school, and it was always just assumed that's what I would do. And I think I thought I was a lot better than I actually was, because I had nothing to compare myself with, and my mother was a bit artistic, but my father certainly wasn't at all. And so when I went to art school, I did quite well, but it was a bit of a shock to find that other people were probably a lot better than I was. The war broke out when I was 16 in 1939, and I'd won a scholarship to a fashion school, which of course closed as soon as the war started. So during the war I became a government factory inspector, inspecting Halifax bombers, and although we really knew very little, although we'd been on a training course, I was officially above all the factory inspectors who'd been doing it for years. And then after the war, I got an entrance to Hornsey School of Art and did the foundation course, and then began as a painter, and then realised that I would have to earn my living, so I changed from painting to fashion. I think I used to feel guilty that I was involved in what's essentially a fairly frivolous thing and not something more serious. But I think now that the way people look and the way they dress is very important, and it also is very indicative of the times that they lived in. And if you think of top hats and in the 19th century, and men being in charge and women being so restricted in their crinolines and bustles and so on, I think it is an important subject, because if we were all like Russian Communist China used to be, and just wore plain denim things, I think we'd all be feeling quite miserable. I went back to Brighton Art College and finished all my degrees, and then after 15 months got a job teaching at Norwich Art School, running the fashion department. When I was married, we were living in St John's Wood, and every Saturday afternoon a little private life class happened. It was there that I met Jean Primrose. This was in Hampstead Village, got very friendly with her, and she asked me to pose for her. She was a very good painter who modelled herself on the Impressionists, especially Berthe Morisot. In the end, I sat for her such a lot that she actually gave me this painting behind me, and I was 26 at the time. I had bright red hair. It was a very wonderful present to have, and I love it very much. Through my teenage, I just loved the pop music of the time, which was mainly Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers singing, what was it? Cheek to Cheek, and Singing in the Rain. I'm not sure if it was. Anyway, I simply love that music. And then one day I had the radio on, and for some reason Mozart's Symphony Number 40 in G came on, and I was so utterly entranced by this. The music goes on meaning a tremendous lot to me, especially choral music, such as Bach's St. John Passion and St. Matthew Passion. And when I retired, I became a guide in Salisbury Cathedral, and of course Salisbury is famous for its singing and music, and so it's been a very happy place for me to retire to.